Good morning. So could you tell me what your name is, please?
I'm Paul Austin.
And what all was your day job, Paul?
Day job? Well, I'm now retired, but I was an archaeologist before I retired.
So with such a different day job, what inspired you to work at What inspired you to work at South Tyndale Railway?
Well, I've always loved railways since I was about the age of 8, I think. I was allowed in a little village we lived, a little market town in Herefordshire, on Saturday mornings to go and ride on a tank loco when it was shunting the goods yard. And I've always loved railways since then. When I retired, we were going to actually move down to Somerset, and my wife gave me a present of a day driving a steam loco, and I thought, cool, this is a life, you know. And so I joined the society and joined up to become a volunteer. I didn't become a volunteer on the footway because it was so great fun doing it as the the president really. But the second time I did it, it was on the line is very steeply graded at the other end, and we went up 5 miles at 100 gradient, and I was fireman, and by the time we got to the top I was practically dropping, and I thought when in my job the heaviest thing I'd been carrying around really was a laptop, and I was absolutely done in, and I thought this is not what I want to do, you know, all the time. But I tried being a guard, and I really enjoyed that. The guard on that train, he said, come and see what the guard does. So I started off as a guard there. And then my wife's a teacher, so I didn't go down there during the summer holidays. For 6 weeks I got withdrawal symptoms. So I looked around at local railways, and I came up here, and everyone seemed very pleasant, and I wasn't particularly keen on narrow gauge. I used to look down my nose at it a bit, but I thought, well, this is handy. I'm living 20 miles away. I can be home, play trains in the day and be home for tea. And so I stayed here, and I really enjoy it now. And now I don't go to Somerset anymore, or the other railway I used to work on. I spend all my time here, and I love it.
So what kind of jobs do you do while you're here?
Well, I'm a guard here as well. That's how I started out. And then a friend of mine was learning the signal box, and it had never really appealed to me, but I helped her out learning which levers did which and what combinations they work in. And so I thought, well, that's something I could do, and I tried it, and I really, really enjoy it now. So I'm also a signalman. As I say, I wasn't that keen on driving steam. I did give it a try here. You start out as a fireman, trainee fireman, and then when you pass that, you become trained as a driver. And I really didn't get the hang of it. So and it's a very long day as well. So, but I thought I'll give driving diesel a turn, which is what I'm doing today, and I absolutely love it. In fact, I think it's probably my favourite occupation.
So what would you say to someone who was thinking of volunteering here at South Tyndale Railway?
Go for it. I mean, it's, we use the slogan, the friendly railway, and it is. I mean, all the time, we're very friendly towards our passengers, and we want them to have a good time. But all the volunteers here are friendly, and really it's my social life as much as a hobby. I'm great friends with a lot of the volunteers here, and we have a great time. And I'd say, there are so many things you can do. You can do the operational roles of guard and signalman and driving, whether it's steam or diesel. There's also opportunities to do engineering in the workshop, to work on the commercial side in the cafe and the shop. So there are endless possibilities of working here. You can even just stand around and sort of be on the platform and help dispatch trains and welcome people and so on. So, there are all sorts of possibilities. And I would say to anyone who's thinking about it, go for it, as I said, and try everything, spend a couple of days up here, bit of time in the signal box, time travelling with the guard, see what he does, on the footplate and see what they do, look at the engineering workshop and so on, and see what you want to do. And you'll probably end up, like me, doing 2 or 3 things actually. Yes.
Do you have a railway superhero?
I have several actually. One of them is a chap called Donald Beale, because I grew up in Somerset, and he was a driver on the Somerset and Dorset line, and he was just a perfect gentleman and a magnificent driver, and very friendly, and he allowed, quite often a chap who used to take a lot of photographs on the line to travel with him and take photographs and so on. So we know a lot about the line, which closed in 1966 because of Donald. And the other chap, I forgot his name. Pete Waterman, yes, and David Shepherd, who were both pioneers in rescuing steam locos when they were being scrapped, or well, before they were scrapped, when they were withdrawn, and seeing them back into service. And between them, they own several locos, which are now alive and kicking and giving good service on reserve railways. And but for them, they'd have become razor blades. So those are my 3 heroes, I think.
Thank you very much for your time.